Hey guys, welcome to Intermediate Robotics. I'm Chinmai and this is your competition strategies video. Throughout the video, we'll be going through the drive styles, the strategies for the teleop and the autonomous portions, and skills. There are two different types of drive styles, tank drive and arcade drive. For tank drive, the right joystick will control the right side of the drivetrain. The left joystick will control the left side. This is much easier to program. And if you're wondering about how turning works, pretty much if you want to turn right, then the right side joystick will go down and then the left side joystick will go up. And it's vice versa for turning left. For arcade drive, one joystick controls forwards and backwards motion and the other controls left and right. Of course, this is all up to what your drivers want. So if your driver feels more comfortable with the tank drive, then you would program a tank, and the same thing with arcade. Now, for driving strategies. As you can see, the middle goal does not have a backboard like the other 8 goals. So this means you want to be extra careful when you're trying to put your ball in the goal, because this is where things can get tricky and your ball can just go right through the other side of the goal. Another thing is you want to get your home row. Those will be the easiest to score on since they are closest to you. So you want to make sure that your home row stays your home row. But keep in mind, any team can take a ball from underneath your goal and de-score it. So you want to make sure that does not happen, so you want to have good defense. And a way to coordinate that is to work with your alliance partners. Before the game starts, you want to talk with them about how you're going to attack the game, and you want to scope out your opponents to see how to best win the game. Now, onto auton strategies. I'm only showing you the red side, and of course it applies the same to the blue side. So each team will get one preload. So for the red side, they will get a red ball, and then for the blue side, they'll get a blue one. So if both teams have a working autonomous, this is how it might go. The first team can move backwards to the top left goal and intake that red ball. Since they would have already intaked their preload, they would shoot their preload into that goal. Then they would go back and then start going towards the middle goal and then shoot that ball they just intaked. Now, the second team, since they would have already intaked their preload, they would go to the bottom left goal and take that red ball, then shoot their preload into that goal, then move all the way to the middle goal. Then they would shoot that ball they just intaked and put it into that goal. Now, if there's only one team with a functioning autonomous, then that one team can go back, pick up that red ball and shoot their intake ball and then move back. And these steps are just like the first steps in the 2-team auton strategy. Now, this is where it changes. Instead of just stopping, they would go back, they would go to the bottom left goal, and they would intake that red ball and shoot it into that goal. It's different from the 2-team because they don't get that extra points from shooting into the middle goal. Now for skills. This is of course an optional game. You don't have to do this and it has no leverage on where you stand into making it to the next level when it comes to the actual game. This is where you have one robot on a field showing how many points it can get as possible without alliance partners and without opponents. However, unlike the actual game, the programming portion is 60 seconds, the driving is also 60 seconds, but they do have a preload. And to find their highest scores, they use the composite scoring system. So from all the tries they have, they will pick the highest score for the programming and the highest score for the driving and combine them together. Now, if there are ties between 2 or more teams, then they will go to the second programming score. If there is still a tie, then they'll go to the second driving score, and so on and so forth. But if the teams happen to have the complete same score line, then they would agree to have another game to break the tie. Now, this is another way for you to get a bid to the next level. If you are the top team with the most points in your skills, then you will be able to move on. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.